Alright, alright, alright. Let's get to it. After I finish making my water here. All right. We got so I think we need to do, if it bleeds, we can kill it. Solid pun, 7 out of 10. And then I'm not sure after that if we can go right into good intentions or if we have to keep doing more of these. So, let's find out. See exactly what we need to be doing here. Let me just make sure my audio is actually coming through and find out. Yep, it is. We're good. Alright. So, speak to Swift at the Hall of Flames. You're in the way. Sergeant Tank, we thank you for coming. The Flame General will be heartened to hear that you have answered our call. As we have already relayed to the Waking Sands, Ifrit has returned, because of course he has. For the sake of peace in the region, we humbly request that you vanquish him. Has anybody made a Preston Garvey meme about primals in this game? The primal is to be found in his domain, the Bowl of Embers. To get there, you must use Beastman's Etherite found within the depths of Zararok, the Amalja stronghold. The Amalja have constructed their own Ethernet salvaged from Aetherite shards. That being the case, you can use it without problem. No doubt you have already... hang on. Just some stuff over here. This is gonna get annoying. Alright. No doubt you already know this from your fellow Scions, but the present incarnation of Ifrit is far stronger than the last. Facing him with any fewer than 7 of your strongest comrades would be ill-advised. That is all the intelligence we have to share. The rest is in your hands. I shall pray for your victory and safe return. Okay. We need to go find this Etherite. So we'll go to Little Amigo. We'll just fly over there. I just go right over? Nope, I can't. I have to go through. Okay. Okay, cool. So now we have a Freight Hard. The Bowl of Embers hard. In for the Garuda Awakening. Did I miss something when I was picking up like 500 quests over here? Joy. Assuming it's going to be downstairs, because I don't think some random dude up top is going to give it to me. What am I missing? Papalimo, what do you want? Oh. So I do have to do that. Alright, well, let's do that real quick. Let me pull up some notes on it. The Bowl of Embers hard. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Phase 1. In the first phase, non-tank players should not stand in front of a Frit. Tank should tank the boss at the edge of the room so the ranged damage dealers and casters do not get hit by Vulcan Burst. Players should interrupt a Frit's eruption with stuns as often as possible. When a Frit uses Crimson Cyclone, his charge attack players should not be in front of the boss at about 3/4 HP. He begins phase 2. He gains 2 new abilities, Plumes, followed by Cyclone. At roughly 50% HP, Ifrit will summon 4 nails. The nails are top priority. After a period of time, he'll perform Hellfire. If any nails remain, Hellfire will instantly kill players. But if they are all destroyed, Hellfire will only do damage to all. It will only do heavy damage to all players. It is instead recommended to gather up when Hellfire occurs, but not on top of the main tank. If the healers are slow at healing this damage, Vulcan Burst could follow. Okay, so not that hard. Gotcha. Alright, what else did you need? Alright, I just need to do that dungeon. But I'm getting a lot of flame seals, which is nice. What do you do? Benfina's earring? Oh, you just repair stuff. Okay. And then we have Y'shtola. Okay. Alright, let's adjust some stuff on my bars while I'm waiting for this thing to finish forming. So we'll go keybind, and we want hotbar number 3, and we're gonna go with control 1. T. All right. So then Shield Lob we could put on Control R. Hallowed Ground can be on Control Q. I don't really care to do anything with you. And then you can be out of the way. You can be out of the way. What else do we need? I think we'll put Tank Stance on Control 1. And then I'm sure we'll get more stuff later that we need to add. So that'll give us more space to do stuff. Strength potion on Control 4, maybe. I don't have any strength potions, but okay. Do I have a new sword? I feel like I should have a new sword. I do have a new sword. Okay, that's much better. That ugly sea sword thing was driving me nuts. Oh yeah, and these ones glow. I was very surprised about that. Cool. Alright, let's rock it. Okay. Looks like all the nails are dead. know why we have 2 tanks in this fight. Cool. Alright, Ifrit Heart is done. Oh. We have stuff. I like stuff. Let's give it to the other tank. Cool. Alright. Let's get out of here. Let's crack this open. Oh. So I can't use that yet. Okay. We'll save that then because we'll use it on Dark Knight when we get there. Alright, now I can do this. Papalimu would have you vanquish Garuda, who has returned stronger and bloodthirstier than ever. I'm sure that this was a lot more effective at the end of actual ARR, but right now it kind of just feels like General, I got word that another settlement needs your help kind of deal. Now, I had a mind to crack open a bottle of 1547 Bacchus, but the celebration must keep. Garuda, I am afraid to say, has also returned. As you well know, Garuda's appetite for destruction far exceeds that of the other primals. Not to dishearten you, but in her last incarnation, that appetite has become nigh insatiable. In the short time since her return, she has already wreaked tremendous havoc. You must send her back to the ether before she can do any more damage. In the meantime, Ida and I will assist the Order of the Twin Adder in their recovery effort. When you previously faced Garuda, 'twas the Enterprise that bore you through the stream that shielded her domain. While that storm is a spring breeze compared to what she has raised this time, no airship could hope to penetrate it. And so we must count ourselves fortunate that the Order of Twin Adder has chanced to discover the Beastman Aetherite leading to the Howling Eye. Before you do aught else, I suggest you pay a visit to the Adder's Nest and have a word with Commander Hielo. Or Helwa. Helwa? I don't know how to say that. I don't speak French. He will be able to tell you about said Aetherite, among other things. Make no mistake, the Lady of the Vortex will prove a formidable opponent, but I believe that you can weather the storm. May the 12 keep you safe. Alright. Adder's Nest in Black Shroud, New Gridania. What does that Ifrit blade look like? It's not that great. Alright. Ah, Small of the Scions, we are grateful for your aid. As you already know, the accursed Ixel have summoned Garuda once more. Since her return, she has wasted no time in unleashing her fury upon the region. Extensive damage has been reported in both the Twelveswood and Korthus. She must be stopped, and soon, lest more lives be lost. In the name of the Elder Seedseer, I humbly request you put an end to her reign of terror. As in the past, Garuda keeps her court within the Howling Eye, which is perpetually protected by a raging tempest. Fortunately, we have learned of an alternate way into her domain. We owe this discovery to the Ishgardians, who the Elder Seedseer said desired to repay the kindness you showed them, for the sake of the people as well as theirs. May your mission be met with success. Okay. And that is in Korthus. We'll go here. Wow, this place is pretty. Did I come here during quest? I don't think I did. I don't recall it. Okay. In a Titan spot. They really should have just, like, given me all these quests all at once. Howling Eye hard. Join. Alright, let's go back to Vesper Bay and wait for this queue to pop. And while we're doing that... Whoops. We'll go... Wow, that was fast. The Howling Eye hard. I'm assuming it's going to be very similar to previous. So we'll just treat it as we did before and hope for the best. And we're hiding. Hey. Okay, cool. Alright, so that one's done. We'll go get the right ticket. Yeah, it's down here again. Perhaps, or maybe not. Oh yeah, here it is, Ishtola. Alright. It pains me to say that Titan has also returned, and with a vengeance. As was the case with his primal brethren, he has grown stronger than he was before. When I was about my investigation, all indications suggested that the kobolds were nowhere near ready to resume their summoning rites, but it turns out they were deceiving us. I should have known better. The kobolds' subterranean domain runs deep, and they can easily hoard crystals with our being none the wiser. And a vast horde it must have been. Till now, Garuda was the most powerful among the three recently active primals, but according to our latest readings, Titan has usurped that honor. A primal's might is determined by two factors, the amount of crystals it has gorged upon, and the fervor of its believers. I would like nothing more than to measure precisely how strong the Lord of Crags has become, but I fear the time for such prudence is run out. We have already received an official request for assistance from the Maelstrom, and as you expect, it is addressed to you. From your previous encounter with Titan, you have traveled to his domain by way of Aetherite first found in the company of heroes. Sad to say, this Aetherite no longer seems to respond. Do not despair, for the Maelstrom has reportedly found another in its place. You will want to speak to Commander Riki at the Maelstrom Command for details. I cannot stress this enough, but Titan has grown fearsome strong. See to it that you spare no preparation. Okay. So we need to go to Limpsa Laminsa. Then we'll go Aft Castle. In a Titan spot. Ah, small of the scions, your presence is most welcome. Chagrined that we must turn to you again to lay Titan low. No doubt that this is yesterday's news to you, but the Lord of Crags has returned more ferocious and formidable than he was before. We cannot fathom how kobolds were able to obtain such vast stores of crystals and in so short a time. We will learn the answer in the coming moons, I suspect, but first things first, we need you to vanquish Titan before he and the kobolds have a chance to wreak havoc on Limpsa Laminsa. You have failed the primal before, and we believe that you will emerge victorious once more. We've learned of a new Aetherite that will take you to the navel. It's situated in the Ugamaro mines. Not the most convenient of locations, admittedly. You will have to cut yourself a path. I'll just fly past everything. It's fine. Please make all haste titans mere presence emboldens the kobolds, and 'tis only a matter of time before they move in force against us. May the navigator guide you on your way. And then while I'm here... Okay. Okay. So that's good there. And then we need to go here and Camp Overlook. This reminds me of, what's it called? Reminds me of the island where the goblins were in WoW. You know, make me go around. There's got to be like a key or something over there. Maybe I just got to kill a few guys. I hate mazes. Oh, was I just at the wrong gate? I was at the wrong gate. It would help if I was at the right place. All right. Okay, do I actually even need to do... Titan hard, because if I don't have to, I'm not going to. I still need to do his quest line, and I don't know what that's for. But let's go back down here and see what else we can do. No, I still need to do some stuff. Alright, so I need to do the naval hard. Alright, well, let's knock it out. I'm going to assume it's pretty much the same. I'm going to go switch my laundry real quick while I'm waiting for this. Maybe I'm not. The best part about being a tank is also the worst part about being a tank. You can't really do anything while you're waiting for Qs because the Qs pop so fast. Oh, the song is so dope in here. Just have Titan left. Dropping frames. That's not great. All right. Right, loot done. Oh, comms, healer. All right, am I still dropping frames? Not really. Okay, we're good. All right, leaving a good impression too. What is that? I assume comms, but I'm not sure. Receive 50 player comms. Princely hatchling, the chocobo who would be king. Okay. Minfilia is considering which of her responsibilities demand her utmost attention. I am most eager to address the Ascian threat. However, we dare not neglect our other pressing issues. We both know full well that the Saint Shiva will not be the last primal we face, and our relationship with Isgard is still tenuous at best. To think that the resolution of the primal threat was the sole priority of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Some days I wonder if it was wise for us to take on so many other responsibilities. Lest you forget, antecedent, the Scions need not shoulder the burden alone. Were not the Crystal Braves established for this very reason? True, we are presented with a multitude of problems. However, we have all the resources we need to address them in turn. Small, in particular, is ever a steadying hand, who I trust will continue to support the Braves. To what do we owe the pleasure? Have there been further developments regarding the situation in Ul'dah? As expected, the Immortal Flames have been struggling to cope with the revelation that one of their highest-ranking officers was a Garlean agent. Suffice it to say, Teleji Adeleji and his monetarist ilk have wasted no time in attempting to turn the situation to their advantage. Coupled with ongoing unrest, the Flames are finding themselves hard-pressed. Plainly, General Raban needs our help, and I will direct the Crystal Braves to offer what support they can. If I am to stay abreast of the latest developments and issue effective orders, however, I cannot afford to waste time traveling back and forth. And so, for the foreseeable future, I think it would be best if I were here to remain in Ul'dah, unless you have an objection. None whatsoever. We have matters here well in hand. Monbritta's research proceeding as planned? So she tells me, though I am not familiar with the details. Urianger is poring over his tomes of the Waking Sands, and there are others contributing in their own ways. Alas, the key problem, how to form an ethereal blade at will, remains unsolved. Nevertheless, it is only a matter of time. Small, while we focus on that task, mayhap you could assist Alphino with and his Braves with theirs? It would do so much to restore faith in the Immortal Flames if the Warrior of Light was seen working on their behalf. Never forget that your esteemed status allows you to act in ways that those more tightly bound to organizations and nations cannot. As ever, I implore you to do so. Not that your response was ever in doubt, but I humbly thank you once again for aiding our cause. Now then, there are preparations I must attend to before my departure, such as resolving Rule's latest report. He has proven to be quite skilled at gathering information others wish kept secret, hence why I placed him under my direct command and ordered him to investigate the Ul'dah riots. When you are finished here, join me outside. Depending on what he has to say, I may soon have a favor to ask. If there are any developments on our front, I shall inform you at once in the usual fashion. All right. Alright, well, before we do this, I'm going to be right back. I need to go switch my laundry and make something to eat. One sec. Oh, and we're back. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. All right, Real. What do we got? Pleasure is always small. It'll be escorting the commander to Elda, I'll take it? Actually, I had another task in mind for her. If you would be so kind as to report your last report for her benefit. Right then. Me and mine have been making inquiries into the source of the weapons that found their way out of the refugees' hands a ways back. So happens we caught wind of something promising. A rather large purchase of sharp and pointy things by a black marketeer holed up by the High Bridge. I doubt that this man would have secured such a quantity of weapons if he did not already have clients waiting. Clients that, for some whatever reason, would prefer to have this transaction remain secret. Brings to mind that the merchant what caught an arrow while talking to Small, don't it? Generous fellow, he was doling out swords and spears to the downtrodden and disgruntled. Which isn't to say that these clients have the same mischief in mind, but if we want to be sure, we might be prudent to intervene before they collect their goods, savvy? Seizing the weapons before they fall into the wrong hands would be for the best. However, if we strike at the appointed hour, we might capture the black marketeer as well as his clients. What do you say, Small? Then it is settled. Rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at Highbridge and intervene when the exchange takes place. Now then, if you will excuse me, I must leave for Elda. I expect good tidings. Hey. Highbridge it is. We have got an awful lot of blue quests to do. I might use that as a way to level something. Small. My scouts have been keeping a close eye on the Black Marketeer, and it would seem his guests have arrived. It would also seem that he has hired more than a few men to stand guard, common thugs of no consequence, but no, they nevertheless pose a threat. I don't think they do. Even so, I feel compelled to apologize. This is far beneath a woman of your standing, and Captain Lavalier needn't have dispatched you hither. But powerful men ever have need of loyal, able-bodied friends. Having found one in you, 'tis only natural that he would come by to rely upon you without hesitation. Bait and switch. Now then, we should make for the burning wall without delay and secure those weapons. The first unit will ensure that the clients do not escape. With me, Small. I spy the one man, but there are sure to be others. I have a plan. While you approach the sentry and create a distraction, my men will slip past and catch the Black Marketeer unawares. Once you've disposed of the thugs, wait for me outside the tunnel entrance. Any questions? Then let us be off, my good friend. Oh, hello. Who goes there? An adventurer? Damned fool. You should have never come here. Okay. I have a feeling this was not. I feel like this was designed for somebody a lot weaker than I am. It's my friend. I don't understand. What's this all about? Oh, did he already go in? Oh, is it already dead? Okay. He drew a hidden blade and lashed out, but before I could disarm him, one of my subordinates panicked, and this is the result. How foolish of me to underestimate the bastard and bring in an inexperienced recruit. Captain Lavalier will be most disappointed. Damn it all! A golden opportunity wasted! As for the clients, though we know not how, they slip past our perimeter. At present, the first is currently tracking a party of dusk-white sellswords. We suspect to be them. Would that be that we have enlisted the aid of the immortal flames of the brass blade? Alas, we're here to aid them. They're in no position to aid us. Well, at the very least, we have secured the weapons. Yet, even that accomplishment is lacking, for the information we received indicated a massive shipment, and this is anything but. Okay. Alright. Best laid schemes. I will join the first in the hunt for the Duskwhite sellswords. If the gods are good, we'll catch them before they escape into the Black Shroud. In the meantime, I ask that you deliver these weapons to Ul'dah in my stead. Entrust them to Third's Iyase. We will take care of the rest. Alright. Ul'dah. And teleport to the Weaver's Guild. Ah, the Warrior of Light, ever reliable friend of the Crystal Braves. You have my deepest thanks for your assistance in Corthus. Now, what brings you to us this day? A gift of weapons from a certain black marketeer, courtesy of Hilbert, you say? Understood. Once we've cataloged the contents, I'll have them delivered to the Hall of Flames. This cannot be everything, can it? Real stated that with confidence that there would be a far greater quantity of weapons. A blatant falsehood. Clearly, Real is unfamiliar with the ways of Ildan merchants, who ever strive to present themselves as far greater than they are. We should be thankful that his information was not completely erroneous, and that we managed to achieve anything of worth at all. It's still something worth celebrating, isn't it, Lieutenant? Besides, we've got more important things to worry about, like fighting those Garleans up north. There will be no fighting if I have anything to say about it. Our orders are to stand watch, not to seek glory in battle. If you have no further need of us, then I shall take my unit to the ceruleum processing plant. Time for the Fourth to earn their keep, eh? Fight well, Elion, for the freedom of all. Excellent work as always, my friend. Rest assured that the Immortal Flames will hear of your contribution until we meet again. Small, a word if it please you. Not here. Look for me at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. No need for whistling this time, don't you worry. I have concerns. Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Let's not do that. Let's grab this whole thing. And we'll just cover that up so we're not advertising garbage. Thanks for indulging my request. Few better places than a market for privacy, I find. All the hustle and bustle of commerce means most conversations go unnoticed. I'll get to the point. At the Burning Wall, when you and the captain interrupted the exchange, what happened? Tell me everything. Leave no detail out. That's not quite how the first told it. Those Duskwights they were chasing, latest word is we lost the trail. But you never saw 'em yourself, not before the fighting started and not after? Something ain't right. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it in me bones. I'm not daft enough to be misled by some merchant's drunken boasts. Our information was reliable, goddammit. I know he purchased those weapons. As if I've never deciphered a money-lender's books or had to follow a transaction back to its source. Did plenty of that back when the Braves were first getting started, believe me. The commander wanted assurances that we weren't taking Gil from the wrong sort of benefactors. Of course, these days the money flows like water, and the first and third get the shiniest new toys. Forgive me, friend. I have a lot on my mind these days, and I appreciate you lending an ear. Right then, best get back to it. So, did what's-his-face decide to just take the money? Small, can you hear me? It's Tataru. Your presence is urgently requested at the Rising Stones. Please come and see me as soon as you're able. What did you do, Tataru? Thank you for coming so quickly. We've got a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak to you. A most, determined lady, by all indications. The Rising Chorus. Our guest is with the antecedent and the solar at the present. Let's not keep them waiting anymore, shall we? Okay. Oh, is it, what's-his-face's, right-hand lady? Yeah. Okay.
We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. I believe the two of you have met.
Mm-hmm.
We have. I had hoped to speak with Commander Leveilleur as well, but I cannot afford to wait any longer. The Lord Commander sent me hither to request your aid in a matter of grave import.
You see now why I had Tataru summon you.
Now that we're all assembled, perhaps you would be good enough to elaborate on the nature of the matter which brought you to us.
The Observatorium's astrologians have sounded the alarm. Last night, the Dragon Star burned with an intensity not seen in 15 summers. Not since the Dravanians engaged the Empire in the Battle of Silvertear Skies.
The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Wormlord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth, and flame consumeth all.
Okay.
The old Curthan rhyme, aye. The brightening of the Dragon Star is said to accompany the roar of a great worm. The astrologians believe that it was Midgard Soma himself who cried out on this occasion.
Mm-hmm.
After an absence of centuries, the King of Kings did return to lead his kind against the might of Garlemald. Only to fall in his duel with the Agrius, proud flagship of the Garlean fleet. Devoid of life, his corpse remaineth entwined about the Magitech monstrosity even unto this day.
Ariange has the right of it. Whatever this alteration in the Dragon Star portends, the Great Worm has shown no sign of life. Tataru, have the Domans reported aught out of the ordinary?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Midgard Soma had roared, wouldn't we have heard it here in Revenant's Toll?
Probably.
Roar
We're not that
is but
far.
a figure of speech. Dravanians can communicate in ways beyond our ken. It is for this very reason that we are forced to look for signs in the heavens. We cannot say with any confidence that a great worm roared at all, much less that it was Midgard Soma. Only by directly examining the Keeper of the Lake can we be certain. However, it will take too long to gain the Holy See's approval to dispatch the Temple Knights. Therefore, Sir Emric would entrust this task to you. Do you accept?
Yeah.
We knew you would not disappoint us. Now, if you would excuse me, I must return and assist the Lord Commander. We have precious little time to prepare.
To prepare for what, pray tell?
When a great worm roars, his brethren cannot choose but answer. We prepare for battle.
Oh, so it's like the alpha in How to Train Your Dragon. Forgive me if I state aught of what you already know, but I would ensure that you understand the nature of your destination. As Urianger stated, what we now call the Keeper of the Lake is the wreckage of the Agrias, former flagship of the Imperial fleet, and the corpse of the worm responsible for its destruction. 15 years ago, as the next step in his campaign to subjugate Eorzea, Gaius van Balsar attempted to seize control of Mordana. So massive was his force that he thought all victory was a foregone conclusion. But an unlikely ally came to Eorzea's aid, Midgard Sommer, legendary guardian of Silvertear Falls, burst forth from beneath the waters of the lake and led a host of dragons against the Garlean airships overhead. In what would later become known as the Battle of Silvertear Skies, the Great Worm felled countless airships before engaging the Agrias. In the ensuing struggle, the flagship's ceruleum engines failed, and it tumbled into the lake below. Yet this victory came at a great cost, for the explosion that which followed claimed the life of the Great Worm as well. The same explosion transformed Silvertear Falls into the desolate wasteland it is today, draining the lake of its waters and crystallizing ether from bombs around. Yet a remnant of the lake remains, and at its center, a constant reminder of that faithful day long ago. In accordance with Ser Amarek's wishes, our Doman allies have been standing watch over the Keeper of the Lake. It would be wise to speak with them before investigating the wreckage yourself. Be careful, my friend. We know not what dangers await you within. Now then, let us not neglect our own tasks. There is much to be done, and precious little time to do it. Okay. Oh. Here's the wreckage of the ships, but not the ship. No, I mean, I guess while I'm here, I might as well. I completely forgot about this. Wait. Oh. Petrified. Okay. Okay, and one more. Okay, alright. Back to what we were doing. Oh. Maybe not. There's 5, not 4. Alright, now let's go. You're in luck, miss. I was about to send word to Revenant's Toll about the Garleans. Of late, I've seen small airships, likely from Castrum Sentry, come and go from the Keeper of the Lake. Though I cannot say for certain at this distance, I believe they may be salvaging something from within the wreckage. The Castrum supply lines have been cut for some time, and I'd wager they're desperately in need of spare parts for other equipment. So it's true then. The Ashgardians honestly fear that the worm might rise again. Well, from here, it seems rather unlikely. But if it's assurances they want, you've no choice but to inspect the corpse in its entirety. Easier said than done, given that creatures which inhabit the wreckage, and the aforementioned Garleans who won't take kindly to your presence. They're sure to fire upon an airship, so I'd advise a more stealthy approach. Take this boat and a few of your comrades to the base of Agrius, then climb to the top. That's the only viable approach, I'd say. Okay. The Keeper of the Lake is now accessible. Okay. Let's queue up for this dungeon. Keeper of the Lake. That was uncomfortable. All right. How much we got left in 2.5? We're about halfway through once we finish with this, and then we'll go to the Chrysalis. And then we'll be done with 2.5, and then we'll just have 2.55, which we'll probably do next week. And then we'll be on Heaven's Ward, and I shall embrace the darkness. Alright, what else we got to do? Yeah, so we got a lot of these little blue things kind of everywhere. And I'll probably use that to level... probably use that to level Thaumaturge. Or Rogue / Ninja. Gigas Sozu. Is it a view distance thing, or did they not put the? I kind of see like a shadow outline back here of the thing, but graphics, shadows, textures, movement, effects. Depth of field? No. Well, there's Keeper of the Lake, so let's do that. Let's knock it out. The worm looks very dead. Let's just hope it stays that way. Because he don't look nice. All right. Fishy. Greed. And it's a boss. Okay. Einhanda. Auxiliary Cerulean Tank. So the mechanic there being, don't let him touch them, not let them explode on him. Does he have a gun now? Okay. Alright, well, he's dead. I don't quite understand. What was going on there, but we'll figure it out at a different date. A lot of damage really fast. All right. blue mage? No, you're a black mage. Okay. Thunder black mage. No, blue mage. Alright. Alright. This is a super cool dungeon. I kind of like it. Oh, that's constant. That's okay. That's weird. Carpet bomb. Oh, there's a thing. Sorry, I didn't notice the thing. Oh, it's dead. Okay. Greed. Greed. And greed. Oh, the Agrius is stern. This way. Okay. Can't quite tell what's dragon and what's ship. ship retreats to the skies. Now we have 2 dragons. Are those going to be our final bosses? They're gorgeous.
Who treadeth now upon my bones, and waketh me from slumber sweet?
That's not good. That's not good at all. That's really bad.
Thou hast forgotten the face of thy Lord. Remember, mortal, and fear me.
Spectral dragon. Okay. Okay. Why didn't we try to explain to the dragon, hey, we don't want to wake you up. We kind of want you to stay asleep. We're just here trying to make sure that other people don't wake you up. Sorry. Go back to bed. Gosh. There's a lot going on. Cool. Now go back to bed. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. And healer. And greed. Yay, I got 3 more player comms.
By her gifts hast thou earned a moment's reprieve.
Oh, so he's also familiar with Hydaelyn.
Speak, mortal, and I shall listen. Guided by a star. My people have heard the song. Ishgard shall burn.
Oh, so he is gonna attack Ishgard. That's great.
Sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. We do not forget. We do not forgive. Seven children did I sire. One now singeth of retribution. I rise to join in the chorus. Thou art powerless to silence us, mortal. Yet thou shalt not live to labor in vain. Thy reprieve is at an end. Trickery is thy shield. This frail, ignoble creature is not gifted, but chosen. Hearken to me, Hydaelyn. I remember, and I consent. Fear not, mortal. I shall not harm thee.
But what did he do to me? Did he give me another gem? Did he take the power from my Infinity Stones? I am slightly concerned.
Mayhap thou thinkest me an oath breaker. Thou art mistaken. If thou comest to harm, of thy mistress's feeble blessing.
So are we not the warrior of light anymore?
Thou didst profit much by her grace, but no more.
That's probably not good. Or did he just strip us of the echo? Dragon. Looks friendly.
The covenant binds me to thee. I shall watch, listen, and wait. Fight and struggle, if it be thy will. Man hath ever coveted that which lieth beyond his grasp.
It's true.
I drink of her body, and thence doth mine own find new life. When it hath grown whole, the loyal and penitent shall rejoice.
Okay.
The dragon song heraldeth a beginning and an end.
Do I get a new dragon friend? You may now summon Midgard Sommer by selecting... Oh, he's a minion. Okay. I was beginning to fear the worst. Were those explosions I saw? Ah, you shouldn't waste time talking with me. Alphina left me a message stating that you were to return to the Rising Stones at once. Yeah, I mean, that's probably fair. Okay, so what are they going to make of all of this? You've completed your investigation of the Keeper of the Lake, I take it. Then I would hear your report. You conversed with Midgard Sommer? I swear, were anyone else to make such a claim, I would regard it as with considerable skepticism. Are we to understand that the Worm Lord did not perish and has in sooth lain dormant all these past 15 years? Less a resurrection and more a rejuvenation for he who dwelleth in eternity, years passing as moments. Though his words were ambiguous at times, one statement left little room for interpretation. My people have heard the song Ishgard shall burn. Clearly, an attack is imminent and we must share this information with Sir Amaric immediately. However, we dare not divulge your conversation with Midgard Sommer in its entirety. To even acknowledge that you heard a voice from of a Dravanian is grave, but necessary risk. Lest we forget, men have been executed for as heretics for declaring as much. For your own protection, and for the sake of the tenuous relations with Ishgard, the truth cannot leave this room. Yeah, Mommy agrees. As for how we shall present our revelations to Sir Amaryk's emissary, you must leave that to me. Pray remain here for now. Is there something you are not telling us? You seem different somehow. 'Tis is almost as if you're missing something. Something important. Well, forfend. Midgard Summer stripped you of the blessing of light? Are you alright? How do you feel? I'm fine. It's just weird. I see. It is a relief to hear that you are otherwise unharmed. It beggars belief that any being could possess the power to deprive you of her blessing. Midgard Summer made mention of a covenant, did he not? One of the ancient myths regarding Silver Tear Falls states that when the waters came into existence, so too did the Great Worm. Althek and Nemea, brothers Time and sister Fate, decreed that Midgard Summer ever watch over the source from which all water and magic was said to flow. Oops, I missed one. Well, if he is watching over you as he claimed, mayhap you will have an opportunity to ask. Let us keep this matter to ourselves. I do not wish to burden our friends needlessly. Art thou a pawn or master of thy fate? What hast thou wrought by thine own hands, mortal? So is he just gonna pop in and be like, what are you up to, huh? Are you being weak? You shouldn't be weak. You might be a mortal, but you are my mortal, and you will do as I want you to.
My friend, I can scarce believe it. You confronted the Wormlord and lived to tell the tale. I give thanks to Helone for your preservation. It is our sole cause for gladness. Your encounter with the Keeper of the Lake served to confirm our fears. A great worm has roared, and it makes little difference if it was one of the two in Eorzea or any other. The Dravanians are coming.
I am told that Ishgard has magical defenses against Dravanian attack, though I am not privy to their exact nature. Will they be enough to repel a massive force?
Ishgard has weathered countless assaults over centuries. This will be no different.
I wonder about that.
And now that you have confirmed the threat, none can ignore the Lord Commander's calls for the wards to be strengthened. I dare not presume to speak for him, but I expect the Lord Commander would sing your praises. I must away.
I'm sure he would.
shall meet again
He
soon.
seems very nice. And not at all evil, which is nice. And everybody's just standing around being like,
Countless assaults
fuck?
weathered, and this will be no different? Why am I not convinced?
because she's full of crap. Alright. The Ishgardians have warred with the Dravanians for centuries, nay, nearly 1,000 years. In all that time, not once have their enemies breached their defenses and entered the city proper. Yet, regardless of how strong these magical wards may be, I nevertheless fear that the Ishgardians are underestimating the gravity of the situation. Though it was not Midgardsormr who roared, a call to arms by one of the first brood cannot be ignored. Until such time as they choose to request our aid, however, we can do naught but observe the situation at a distance and pray that our fears are unfounded. Ere I forget, I believe Mumbretta has requested a gathering of the Scions. I assume there is some progress concerning our efforts to combat the Ascians. Pray inform her that our business with the Ishgardians is concluded for the moment. I shall be along once I've completed my communications with the Crystal Braves. All done with your talk with the dragons? Wonderful, because Ascians are next on the menu. Let's head into the solar, shall we? Okay. I take it she's figured out how she's going to do the thing with the sword.
Now that everything's calmed down a bit, relatively speaking, I mean, I thought it might be a good time to share our progress on the weapon. I believe we're on the verge of a breakthrough.
Okay.
Well, don't keep us all in suspense.
Just in case anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we already know. So, an Ascian is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the ethereal realm when its host is defeated. Instead, it flees to the place that lies between our world and the void.
Okay.
Therefore, the first step to permanently defeating an Ascian is preventing its soul from making this journey. And if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white auracite has adequate capacity to entrap the beings, albeit only briefly.
Which left the small matter of their extermination.
Aye. To unmake an Ascian soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst, or blade, of purest ether. However, we wanted for both the data and the means to forge such a weapon.
Short of experimenting on an actual Ascian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of. As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work.
So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best. Though that would require a lot of ether.
Yeah, it'd probably be a waste.
Hang on a minute. Why didn't we think of this before? White auracite can hold an absolute heap of ether, can't it?
Yeah, for like a minute.
Please tell me you're joking. God's sakes, Ida. I feel as though I'm reliving the same scene over and over with you. How many times do you need to be told that white auracite cannot store ether for long periods? Being intangible matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized form is it a stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you do not forget.
Right, yes. It's all coming back to me.
Yeah, I feel like we've told you this several times, Ida.
So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, do they? While they are certainly reliable, they leave something to be desired in the area of portability.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I am reminded of the quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and the extraordinary lengths to which the Lamentsons went to transport them. What if it should prove that a similar quantity was needed to destroy an Ascian's soul? Or still more?
I do not envy the poor sod who has to lug all of that around, on the off chance that an Ascian appears.
That's the very problem we set out to solve. And I reckon we've found the answer. If it isn't practical to lug around the ether we need, we'll just have to draw upon another source.
Okay.
And the only viable source is the land.
If you mean to tap the Great River of Ether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the currents may well induce a surge like to the one which despoiled Mordona.
Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we need to tap the river when there are veritable reservoirs jutting out all over the land? I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but a crystal's a crystal. It contains ether, and we can help ourselves to it.
While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, there is no guarantee that they will be in close proximity at a crucial moment.
But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar? A malm away, say? If we could do that, we'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost every corner of Eorzea. I've yet to put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this. If no one has any objections, I'd like to see where this avenue leads.
I'm cool with it.
If you think it worth your while, you have my blessing. But tell us, what are your theories? I, for one, am most eager to understand the process, however vaguely.
I thought you might say that, but no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they? I know
I
don't. So with your permission, I'd like to try something a bit more hands-on. I've already built an Etheric Siphon especially for this purpose, and I've been meaning to try it out.
I would very much like to hear you
Thing
speak
is,
all day
the profusion of
about
corrupted
all of
crystals
this.
in Mordona makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry with the siphon, it would be better if it didn't happen within spitting distance of quite so much ether. Ideally, I need an isolated specimen. Does anyone know where I can find one?
May I suggest northern Thanalan? There you will find corrupted crystals of middling size, standing a reasonable distance apart. Ideal for your needs, I should have thought. Oh, and if you do elect to visit the place, I should be much obliged if you would assist me in another matter while you are in the area.
Has something happened?
Movement has been observed at Castrum Meridianum. During Operation Archon, the Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extensively damaged, and its garrison reduced to a fraction of its former strength. Not long after
we'll probably
our forces
find
withdrew, however,
an Ascian there.
their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Castrum's sentry. They now seek to rebuild, and to this end they have their sights set upon the ceruleum processing plant. Having lost the Empire's support, the 14th Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this is a bid for survival, and they will doubtless fight like desperate men. Though I have dispatched the Crystal Braves, I fear their strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperial assault. I would request the Scion's aid in the defensive effort.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us into fighting your battle with the promise of shiny crystals. Well then, consider me inveigled. I won't lie, the crystals you speak
I was gonna
of
say, I
sound
feel like she's
perfect.
gonna like that.
So the Garleans have to go. Besides, we can't afford to beat about the bush. There's no telling when the Ascians will next appear.
Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise. Exercise due caution, I prithee.
Though you have become a crystal brave, you are yet a scion, Alfino. We could hardly refuse you. Pray, join the Crystal Braves and lend them your support. Thangred and Papalimo shall accompany you. Ida and Yashtola, in the meantime I would have you assist Moonbreeder. Scout out the crystal clusters, that the testing may commence as soon as the Garlean threat has been eliminated.
If it please you, I shall continue mine own experiments on white aurosite.
Thank you, Urianger. Everyone, pray see to your preparations and depart as soon as you are able. Go well, and be safe.
Alright. Would seem that events have once more conspired to rob us of rest and recuperation. Though I would wish it otherwise, I must ask that you head straight away to the processing plant. The Fourth have already redeployed into the area and await the arrival of the Scions. Will Red will brief you on the developing situation. Meanwhile, I must rendezvous with Captain Ilberd at our headquarters in Ul'dah. I shall take command of our forces there with a lighter heart, knowing that you must go and support the front lines. Your duties take you to northern Thanalan, do they not? We too must say our farewells to the Rising Stones for a time. Flamin travels to Ul'dah, and we shall serve as her escort. At my daughter's behest, I go to make contact with old acquaintances. We are beset on all sides by civil unrest and imperial machinations, threatened by primals and troubled dragons. We need all the allies that we can muster. Many of my friends hold positions of power, you see, and it is my hope that they can be convinced to aid the Scion's cause. If past events have taught us anything, it's that we know Eorzea must present a united front, or we all shall fail. Or fall. Ah, how extraordinary that my little Asela is involved in such far-reaching affairs. I am proud that I might now stand at her side, not only as a mother, but also as a colleague. A colleague with an influential connection. I fear that Ul'dah has become a place of danger even for those familiar with her streets. Bah! Woe betide the blackguard that so much glares in your direction. I shall be well protected, it seems. Shall we be on our way, then? Alright, Cerulean Processing Plant. Aether on demand. Commander Liviu has sent word that you'd becoming a veteran of talents is most welcome. Not that I don't think we can handle the situation, mind you. I've learned a trick or two since that disaster with the Amalja. But returning to the task at hand. The Flames reconnaissance scouts have reported Imperial soldiers assembling at Raban's push. Such a force is likely interested in only one thing, getting their hands on the resources found here at the processing plant. The Garleans could be marching on us at any time. Pray speak with Lieutenant Edelstein that we might coordinate a counter-strategy. In the meantime, I will inform the others that you have arrived. No doubt it will bring welcome tidings. Sergeant Tank, my soldiers yet tell tales of your deeds during Operation Archon. Would that we could sit a while and reminisce about old times, but I fear more pressing matters require our attention. The civilian draftsmen, you see, have come with several highly suspicious crates within the boundaries of the processing plant. I had my sappers take a look, but our worst fears were confirmed. These boxes contain powerful explosive devices of Imperial design, no less. By my orders, the Flames stationed here are conducting a thorough sweep of the compound as we speak, though it troubles me that we are unable to apprehend the Imperial spy behind this. I have faith that our men will be able to neutralize the threat for now. In the meantime, our scouts bring troubling news on the latest movements of the Imperial army. I would once again ask for your aid. We've been keeping a close eye on the Garlean garrison. It would seem that the Imperials finally have begun to mobilize. According to our reconnaissance report that just came in, the squads seen leaving the castrum are too few in number to effectively take and hold our position. They will likely mount a swift assault and focus on the acquisition of resources. I have too, of course, also shared this report with the Crystal Braves. They've decided to take to the field and meet this assault head on. I have apprised your fellow scions of the situation, and I am heartened to know that they will be joining the effort. Pray report to Lieutenant Alian, and lend your much welcome strength to the counter-offensive. Okay. Oh, that's a pretty bird. Glad to have you with us, Small. As I'm sure Lieutenant Edelstein has explained, the Garleans have deployed a small force from Castrum Meridianum. Their main column assembles to the north of Dalamud's Talons, but we've also spied several squads attempting to conceal themselves on the approach to the west. They wish to rush forth and commit to battle the main column, leaving the detached force free to raid the plant and pillage supplies. Not much of a strategy, but these are desperate men. Captain Ilbert. Greetings, Scion. I understand that Commander bids you and your fellows come lend a hand to the Braves. With such mighty heroes at its disposal, the Fourth should have little trouble contending with aught the Garleans might thrown at them. But even you cannot be everywhere at once. The Third was getting restless and holed up in Oda, so I marched them out here to fill any holes in the plant's defenses and add their numbers to your counterattack. The reinforcements are welcome. We've enough soldiers now to divide our own forces and safely engage the enemy far beyond the walls. Aye, 'twould be best to avoid staging a battle anywhere near this much ceruleum. So let's take this fight to the Garleans. A wise course indeed. I shudder to think of the consequences should any of these storage tanks be exposed to fire. Oh, is she a warrior? That's a big axe. If there are no objections, the Scions shall join the 4th and give battle to this main column. You're with the 3rd this time, Warrior of Light. Your job is to intercept these squads hiding out on the west and prevent them from reaching the processing plant. When you're ready to proceed, report to Lieutenant Uyase. His scouts should have a rough idea of where Imperials have concealed themselves by now. A pleasure to be fighting at your side once more, Scion. Our operations invariably succeed when you're around, and victories are wont to pave for the road for greater coin. Now, this detached force we've been sent to eliminate has split into smaller squads, the better to conceal themselves within the terrain hereabouts. I imagine we'll need to split ourselves up as well to cover more ground and make sure we root out all the would-be raiders. And seeing as you're an army unto yourself, I've assigned you to your own areas to scour clean enemy soldiers. Aye, this will be a simple search and destroy. We'll rendezvous back here when the task is done. Happy hunting, Scion. Okay. He's like, you're pretty tough, so I think we're just going to have you go and kill a bunch of guys, and then we'll go group up and destroy our own guys. Alright. And next. Oh, that's it? Okay. You seem grim, Scion. I'll take that to mean between us, more than a few Garleans won't be making it back to the castrum. These Imperials, though, they certainly have made us earn our pay. I would be a happy man if I never had to tussle with another one of those Magitech horrors. It is time we bid this war-torn land farewell. I'll make contact with the 4th and let Lieutenant Alien know the west is now clear. I would appreciate it if you would do the same when you report to Lieutenant Edelstein. Sergeant Tank, what news of the Garleans? The raiding parties are no more? Excellent. The Amagina engineers will be most relieved to hear that the plant is no longer in any immediate danger. Thank you again for your assistance. An uninvited Asian. Okay. You must be anxious for word of your fellows. Lieutenant Alien has reported a sound victory over the main column and informs me that the Scions have already turned their attention to other duties. All but one, that is. The Rogadin lady with the large axe. 'Twould appear she has chosen to remain at the site of the battle. I know not what task keeps her from returning to civilization, but northern Thanalan is no place for a wanderer alone, even for a capable sort such as her. I would certainly feel better about things if you could go check in on her before you continue on your way. Yeah, she seems like a badass.
Hold on, I won't be a second. The beast seemed peckish, so I gave it a taste of my axe.
Fair.
I know. As Urianger never tires of reminding me. An axe ill becometh the hand of a scholar. What can I say? I like axes. To hear my mother tell it, I came into this world holding one. And it's not as if it stopped me picking up a quill, is it? I often think of the man who introduced me to the joys of learning. He's one of the reasons I decided to come to Eorzea. Him and my excruciatingly stiff childhood friend. Considering how unalike we are, it's a wonder we ever got on. The world's a strange old place, isn't it? Aye, that ought to do it.
Ooh.
So far, so good. At these concentrations, it shouldn't matter too much if something goes awry. Just enough ether to make it interesting. Did you see that? The way the crystal glowed? The siphon works, I'm happy to say. With a few refinements, it should satisfy our appetite for ether, which just leaves the small matter of forging our blade. I'm not sure how to go about it just yet, but I swear to find a way. I'll put a blade in your hands if it's the last thing I do.
Okay.
She senses me. A useful talent.
Hanassian, are they onto us?
By your brand, I see you are an Archon of
Nabrialis.
Sharlayan, keeper of knowledge, seeker of truth, meddler.
I don't know what the hell's you're saying, but I don't much like your tone.
Your instincts serve you well. But come, be not unsettled on my account. That lovely brow was not made for frowns. But I waste my breath. Let me direct my words to one who understands them. We meet at last, warrior of light. I am Nabrialis. And you have long been a thorn in my side. I suffered the overweening presence of La Habrea that men might host the power of gods, only for you to undo my hard work.
Oh, bugger.
Do settle down. You must concede that I acted in self-defense. But what's this? I do not sense the blessing of light. Oh dear. Could it be that frail Hydaelyn has forgotten her champion? This I did not foresee. Shorn of light as you are no longer a threat. And better yet, the seal is broken. Now is the time to claim the staff.
With it in my grasp, I shall rise above them all and take my place at Lord Zodiac's right hand.
Do they mean like the staff in Minfilia's office?
What did that bastard want with us? Nobrialis, he calls himself. With charm like that, I'll bet he has maidens falling at his feet. Unconscious. But this staff, you say just talking about it had the bastard grinning like a brat on his name day. Must be quite a staff.
Is it the one in Minfilia's office?
Oh, gods. He means Tupsimati,
Yeah.
Master Louis Soir's staff. Minfilia's in danger. We have to get back to the Rising Stones.
Alright. Mordona, Rising Stones, Revenant's Tall. It's gone.
You two.
So, you were able to divine my intent. What now, warrior of light? Ah, but that name is no longer fitting. You have become decidedly dull, and quite incapable of barring my entry.
What do you mean?
You truly do not know? Then I suppose it is only right that I enlighten you.
6 out of 10.
The blessing of light kept you and your fellow meddlers safe. It was that which prevented my kind from entering your domain. My kind, I say, though it had no power over the likes of Elidibus and La Habrea. Being of this world, they could come and go as they please, while I could only look on. But I need look no longer. Now that the seal is gone, I mean to act. Unlike the others, I am not given to waiting. I shall take that staff and bring about the next rejoining.
Rejoining? Then it was your doing. The Isle of Val, the scholars, all of it.
Oh, he is so creepy.
You will not harm her!
Oh!
Moonbreeder!
Oh, that's not good.
Why must you insist on forcing my hand? Did you learn nothing from our last meeting? Ah, but I forget. My words fall upon deaf ears.
The staff is but a broken relic, a memorial to the departed. What possible use could you have for it?
What use? You mean to say that all this time you kept the key, never knowing what it was you possessed? The staff Tupsimati, or rather the stone tablet it bears, is host to a great power. Together with the horn, It can be used to draw vast quantities of ether from its bearer's surroundings. How else do you think Louis Soir was able to invoke the power of the 12 without making them an offering of crystals? Summoning requires not only prayer, but a profusion of ether. Even a child knows that.
If I did not know before, you may be certain I do now. But above all, I know that we cannot allow this staff to fall into your hands. I will die before I let you take it.
Insufferable woman. I would happily end your miserable life here and now. Alas, Elidibus would never let me hear the end of it. Very well. If you will not part with the staff, I will take you too.
Why does Elidibus care about what happens to Minfilia?
After them! Quickly!
Stop standing there. The chrysalis now available. Okay. Oh, there it is. All right. Getting kind of chilly in here today. What's the weather look like tomorrow? $64. Okay. Well, let me go switch my laundry real quick while I'm waiting. let's knock this out. Don't be a creep. I don't know what's going on. Insatiable hunger of the void, devour all light. Did they just like let him in? very confused. Alright, now we'll finish up this guy and call it a day. Oh, we'll still have one more quest after this. Whew! Alright, Secret Ascian Man. Did he get the staff?
You're safe. Thank the 12.
You may have bested me this day, but what of the next? What of all the days to come? Remember, light no longer holds sway here. I may return whensoever I wish, again and again and again. Eventually, you will falter, and the staff will be mine. Until next time, Scions.
So, if the staff is able to...
There will be no next time. This is the end.
Now we need a blade of light.
What trickery is this? No. No. Cannot. No.
Use Tube Samati to gather ether. Quickly,
Yeah, that's what I was
before he
thinking.
breaks
Use the
free.
staff.
Concentrate. Call to mind the time you struck down La Habrea with the Blade of Light.
Ooh, that looks dope.
Why won't it work? Is it because we lack the blessing of light?
Damn it. So much ether. And it still isn't enough.
Fools! No mortal prison can contain me! I shall make you pay for your insolence!
Push!
Please, Mother Heidelin, hearken to our plea. Lend us your divine light. Why can you not hear us? Do our words no longer reach you?
If only we had a bit more ether.
Who's gonna burst in with a bit more ether?
Moonbreeder, what are you doing?
Master Louisoix, I understand now. The choice you made.
She gonna sacrifice herself?
In death, there is life. Farewell, Urianger. You daft old coot.
Moonbreeder, no! You mustn't!
What? No! It cannot end! I am eternal! I am immortal!
Moonbreeder. She's gone.
Damn.
You did it, my friend. The Ascian is dead. This device is a legacy of Moonbreeder's toils and sacrifice. I shall hold on to it for safekeeping.
Minfilia, are you all right?
I am.
Oh, we were surveying northern Thanalan when we received the distress call. We returned as swiftly as we were able.
It seems you have everything in hand, however.
What happened here? Where is Moonbreeder?
She gave her life to temper the Blade of Light. I have no words.
Rather than await the inevitable, she took her fate into her own hands.
Does Urianger know?
No, it literally just happened, Ida.
My friend, there is something I must tell you.
I heard all, my lady. The moon sinketh, taking her leave of the heavens, yet her passing heraldeth the coming of a new day. Moonbreeder hath fulfilled her destiny, hath she not? Long ago, far across the seas in the Charlayan motherland, Moonbreeder and I did study under the sage tutelage of Master Louis Soir. Full oft did he impress upon us that knowledge existeth to serve the greater good. This sentiment, however, was contrary to the nation's policy of neutrality, which censured intercedence in the affairs of foreign lands. In spite of vehement opposition, he founded the Circle of Knowing, and journeyed hitherto the heart of Eorzea. Through his noble sacrifice was the realm spared its doom. Yet this great soul, whom all should rightly have honored, was branded a pariah in his own land. His peers did accuse him of forsaking his duty as a man of learning, and of meddling in the course of history. When he left Charlayan behind, Master Louis Soir gave no word to signal his intent to Moonbreeder. Close as they were, as master and disciple, she was deeply wounded by the sudden exclusion from his confidence. Above all, however, she was confused. Try as she might, she could ill comprehend her master's motive. The slanders that were heaped upon him after his passing served only to inflame the turmoil within her. For years upon end, she knew not what to believe. Torn as she was twixt the man whom she revered and the man who forsook her and his duty both.
The Louis Soir I knew would never forsake his duty, much less one of his own.
This I know full well, my lady. 'Twas not for want of love that Master Louis Soir hid his intent. He but desired that Moonbreeder discover her own path, free of the shadow of his influence. Long did I contemplate revealing the truth to her, and long did I hold my peace. After all, was it not Master Louis Soir's wish that she come to the truth unaided? I told myself it was, and resolved to let her suffer. Knowingly did I deny my friend the comfort she craved. And now she hath gone to her rest, with doubt still in her heart. Speakest thou in earnest? Did Moonbreeder truly come to understand Master Louis Soir's will before the end? The realization hath set her free. She may now find the peace which hath for so long eluded her. Oh, Moonbreeder, my dearest, how I shall miss thee.
Moonbreeder gave her life that we might possess the means to defeat the Ascians. Her sacrifice must not be in vain. Let us continue her work on the Blade of Ether and see it to completion.
My lady, I would mourn Moonbreeder in mine own way. I beg your permission to return to the Waking Sands.
Of course, my friend. Take all the time you require. We shall be here should you have need of us.
As Mimbrita was the native of Charlian, I feel it is only fit that we gather before the mark of the scholar. Are you familiar with the stone? 'Tis a monument found at Ratherfrost, and is sacred to Thalic, guardian deity of the City of Learning. There shall we pray for our dear friend's soul, and bid her peaceful return to the light of the Mother Crystal. Okay. A lot happened there very quickly.
Forgive me, Moonbreeder. Had I been quicker or wiser, but I was not, and you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it.
Accurate.
And so we shall.
Accurate.
We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
Life for death, a fair exchange. Other bargains will be struck.
Can the rest of them see or hear him? I'll take that as a no. So, only we can see or hear Midgard Somar. Okay. Well, I think this is the end of 2.5. So we'll finish up this quest and call it a night and do 2.55 on Tuesday. No, I lied, not Tuesday. Wow, this week's gonna be full. We'll start 2.55 on Tuesday. And maybe finish it up Thursday. Though we have said our farewells, the pall of sadness has diminished but little. Forgive me, as antecedent, 'tis my job to be the pillar of strength for all others to lean upon. Yet I also believe the grief we feel now is precious in its own way, and not to be lightly swept aside. Do you agree? I do. "'Tis as if a dagger had been thrust into my breast. But 'tis a pain we must learn to bear if we are to forge ahead with our duty. The battles we have fought and taken the lives of so many, Louisoix, Munbrida, and fellows at the Waking Sands. 'Tis their spirit and dedication to our cause, however, will not be lost if we arise to fight once more. I hardly need to remind you this, of course. 'Tis my own benefit that I repeat these words, reaffirmation of my own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, there is no other to whom I could display such weakness. You are my pillar of strength, and I fear I shall need you of your steadfast presence in the days to come. A victory won, a comrade lost. To honor the fallen, the living forge ever on towards the light of a new day." Okay. Well, that's the end of 2.5. So I think we'll start 2.55 on Tuesday morning, and then yeah, I think that's it. 2.55 Tuesday morning, finishing it up Thursday evening. So I'll see y'all later.